Greetings, YouTube. I have been asked several times this past week a question that I am often unqualified to answer, and that is, should you sell and take down to rank 1, level 1, your Cole Obsidian and or your Namor? And of course, it varies depending on who you are. So what I like to ask people when they ask me that is, how often do you use the champion? Even after the quote-unquote nerf, if you still use them every day for questing, I would generally recommend that you don't sell them because they're still very useful to you every day. But if you casually use them like a couple times a year, mainly for arena, or if you just don't really remember the last time you used them and you still have them ranked up, even if it's to like rank 3 or rank 4, yeah, I'd sell them because you don't use them that much. There are people who've sent me videos, and I've done my best to highlight objectively, since I have neither of these champions as a 5 or 6 star, why the nerf really isn't that bad. But there's one guy out there who wants to make a counterpoint or several counterpoints to why he believes that this nerf, especially with special damage, is actually kind of hidden but also important to keep in mind. So we have in front of us a description of the special attack abilities of Namor. Now, what this summoner did, and shout out to this summoner, BR513, is that he made a video of Namor pre-quote-unquote nerf and then post-nerf and wants to compare the two. And so the first one we're going to see is just a video that kind of showcases what he used to do as a attacking champion, if you will. And so you know that his special attack hits generate charges. The pre-balance was less bleeds, so more stacks of outrage were applied during special attacks. And so that's kind of the first takeaway he wants you to have in this video. I've done my best to kind of put his tips and commentary in a separate notepad that I can refer to while we watch these videos and kind of compare. Again, if you use Namor every day and he still is putting in the work for you, I say go for it, but this video is flipping out. But if you don't, and especially, like, it would be a no-brainer to me, I would sell this guy for sure if I was somebody that used an Awakening Gem, but then landed on him in a crystal after, which would have awakened him the old-fashioned way. Because then you have, hopefully, a free Awakening Gem out of the deal, and this becomes actually an advantage to your inventory that I am quite envious of. All right, so you can see he's already stacked those, 12 outrage charges, 14 now, and he's continuing to stack those 15, 17, 18. He's already got that special 3. Okay, now he's at 20. 38 hit combo, 21. I always feel like I'm doing like a eBay auction when I'm talking about charges that ramp up. This is also sent to me via line, so it is a little pixelated, but hopefully you can still get the general takeaway from this. All right, 27, 28. Okay, 28 charges, whatever. He doesn't care about that special boost. He is going to fire off that special 3. And all right, so he's done about 20% damage, but then of course you have the post special 3 damage, and the second special 3 is really, from everything I've seen, where the real quote unquote damage comes in. Not that he hasn't caused crazy damage so far, because he has, but the difference between the second special 3 and the first special 3 when you go into a combo is substantial. Launches a heavy, now he's got a third special 3. Incredible how that power gain came right back. Winter Soldier is also down to 62% health. And this special 3, let's just say, is always shocking. Down to about half health. And now he's going to fire off the special and 136,000 damage. Okay, that is Namor as we know and loved him. So, that's takeaway number 1. But now we have a video after the balance, and while we play on this, we are going to summarize what he sent along for me to read. Okay, so again, special attacks special attack hits generate charges. Pre-balance was less bleed, so more stacks of outrage were applied during special attacks. You just saw that example in the previous video. After the balance, you get more bleeds, so the specials generate less stacks of outrage, which means a lower percentage of additional damage. Okay, here's a video running the same team after the balance. He ran this fight at least a dozen times, and all have similar results. He feels like the community should know about this because what Kabam is doing in his mind to Namor is still wrong. And he really hopes that this shows and sheds some light on how bad the nerf in his perspective really is. He thinks this is a significant change that shortens the duration of using basic attacks during the Imperious Rex because, again, you're gaining less stacks of outrage during Imperious Rex, shortening the duration and that it stays active because once at 0, it resets. And so he does want to say objectively, he'll give credit for the additional bleed damage, which is nice, but us Namor players didn't invest in Namor because of him being a bleed champ. So, fair points all the way around. You can agree, you can disagree. This is just one man's opinion that is wanting to have this perspective out because he felt like everybody, including my channel, at first just talked about how this really wasn't that big of a deal, but to him it really is a huge deal. And I appreciate counterpoints. I always say, look, I don't want you to agree with me on everything. In fact, I want you to disagree with me quite a bit. I like it when I grade an offer as a C and people say I actually think it's a B, or I grade it as a B and people think it's an F. It's just one opinion that I'm hopefully using to inform your decision. And hey, I'm going to make mistakes, and sometimes I'm going to make really hilariously dumb mistakes that are embarrassing to me and will make maybe the average person out there just feel better about themselves that they didn't use a public platform that thousands of people watch on a daily basis to embarrass themselves. I once had a student that said, "Prof, you're my favorite professor," and just for a second I thought they were serious. And I said, "Why am I your favorite professor?" And they said, "Because every time you open your mouth, you instantly make me feel better about myself." It was very, very harsh, yes. But I want to have a legacy in your life, and if it's to make you feel better about yourself, then so be it. So, you can see that in this fight, he's still getting Winter Soldier down pretty fast, but it's not with that crazy damage that we saw that first time to end it. It's more of just consistent stacks of bleed along with some critical hits. And for you, that might be what you want. But, in this case, it really is a difference of how you end fights and really took away some of the luster of how incredible Namor was with that crazy crit damage by the end of the pre-quote-unquote balanced fight. So there you have it. I want to give a huge shout-out again to BR513 for sending these tips along. Like I said, you can agree, you can disagree, but the biggest thing is to put all of the sides of the argument out for the community so you can think for yourself and have all the information possible available to make the most informed decision possible. Have a great day, you too. Thanks for watching.